Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome in. Today we are doing a special farm build, something that's kind of unique, and this one's going to be for the Kubota Ranch 2.0. That's right, we're doing a special farm build from scratch, and it's going to be mostly all Kubota equipment. We're going to be featuring Kubota equipment primarily through this farm, and this special farm we're building, guys, is going to be taking us down to Dallas, where we're going to be attending the Kubota Connect conference and hopefully be doing some live streaming on this farm while we're there the whole time. That's the plan. So for today, we are on Elm Creek, of course, back on Elm Creek. You know what? It's only fitting. It's been a year since Farm Sim 22 released. I feel like it's perfect time to come back and try to do another build of a brand spanking new farm here and see where we get with this over the course of the conference. Guys, to be honest, I don't even know if it's really considered a conference. It's more of like a dealer's meeting, regardless of which you should be able to catch most of it. I'll be trying to live stream all of the actual playthroughs, so stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you get subscribed, hit the bell so you don't miss out when we're live down at Kubota Connect and firing this up in the next couple of weeks. But for today, let's build this farm and get it prepped and ready to go so I don't have to do it while I'm down there. Now, we've got to talk a little bit about what our focus on this farm is going to be. Once again, like I said, the Kubota Ranch, I think we are going to focus ourselves towards cattle on this one, guys. So we'll see what that will all entail. I mean, the Kubota equipment, a lot of the tractors, mid-sized tractors, probably perfectly suited for a lot of handwork, a lot of that type of stuff that we'll be able to do with those guys. So that will work out pretty much perfectly as far as cattle goes. And we will be doing some other crops as well. But I think if we work and work towards just working towards our cattle, maybe a dairy of some sort, I think that might be perfect. Now, you guys, 1 year in, of course, we're all fairly well versed in what Elm Creek has to offer us, and I wanted to start this ranch someplace a little bit different. I mean, we do have the base farm over on our left here, of course. We've used this before. We've used the farms in all four corners as well, of course. We've tested them all out. I think we've done about 4 or 5 different builds on this map, or different farms, I should say. This farm, I want to start from scratch and put it in some place that's a little bit different. There's no trains coming, right? There is too. Come on, really? What are the odds? I can't believe that. We've got a Kubota sign at least right there. That's a good sign. Now, as for where to locate, guys, this here area, basically the town site. I mean, we have the ball field right up ahead of us. There is the milk cell point right ahead of us. This little field kind of off to our right here, I was thinking of making that into my farmlands. It feels like it could be a really good spot. I mean, you got high density with buildings and traffic coming through here, and it's always something interesting to look at. You've got the water tower that's in behind on the one corner back here. And then, of course, well, you guys just saw the train go by. The train tracks kind of run parallel to this whole field here. So if we just kind of skip into the field, I think we should just take this one over right here, guys. Clean this all off, and I'm thinking that this field right here, this one right here, should be where our farmlands are located. We can kind of push all the way out. We've got good access to larger fields across the backside. We've got some more fields underneath the tracks that we can access. I think this here is going to be where we place this brand new spanking farm. Spanking farm? Brand new. You guys know what I mean. So to start things off, I needed to buy some land, of course. Now, Field 37 is where we're going to be placing our farm down. That's going to be the main farm area. I might come up alongside the water tower here. We'll see. I haven't decided exactly what we're going to do. Like I said, this will be a dairy of some sort, I think. I've also bought all the fields that kind of go up to along the road here. And then as well down south, the 2 big fields, 68, 69, of course. And then Field 35, which is over on the back side of town. So main farm 37. Maybe I'll go over to 36 with another part of the farm. We could kind of go across that little roadway right here and then join in with the far road. That might be a good plan. But guys, we've got our fields all prepped here. You can see we've got grass down now. I think it's time we got to building. And I think, you know what, for farmhouse, the OKU's Mods farmhouse, I think, is the bet for this one. We're going to start this back. I want to set this back a little bit off the road. We're going to see, I always try to look at what our laneway is going to look like. I'm going to connect this roadway in beside this parking lot into where our farm is going to come in. Farm's going to come in here. Thinking our house is going to be, we're going to be back onto the tracks. Not great, not ideal, but it is what it is. You know what? It's kind of, you know what? It's like a shabby chic house, of course. That, you know, it'll work fine, guys. It'll work fine. So we'll put the house down right in about here, like right about there. Should be okay. How we looking there? We're gonna have to do some terrain deformation, but that's not the worst. Okay, that'll work. I'm happy with that. And the roadway's going to come up. We'll have a driveway up there. Let's see if we can figure out some sheds for this. Of course, if we can get like a little garage for the house, and of course, there's only one garage really you're going to want to use with this, right? And maybe we can put this off to the side. So we'll have a bit of a round way for the driveway up here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Kind of stick it up along the side right here. And I think that should work just perfect, guys. Cool. So that's the general house. Now the farm itself, we're going to put back obviously in the field here. House is just the entryway. We got to fix that up a little bit first, but I've got to figure out how we're going to do this. I want to put our cattle kind of, well, near the back. I don't want them anywhere close. We'll have storage, silo, cattle. Capiche? Makes sense? So since we're starting with storage first, I needed some sheds. And you know what? I really like this one. This shed here. We got all different colors in this. And I like the way it's laid out. We've got the doors are, well, on the right sides for me here. We got one, obviously big one in the front, and then one off the side. So if I put it this orientation, it's all going to be facing out towards the farm. I just got to figure out, go to a white? No, I don't think so. I don't want red. I don't think red is kind of suiting, so we're going to have to go... I'm thinking there's like a blue color I saw. There's a blue one, maybe the green? Maybe the green. Actually, you know what? The gray looks pretty darn good. It goes with the house then. Let's go with the gray. So we're going to stick this kind of over here in the corner. And just... We're going to make enough way so there's enough room for a road to go by. There should be no doors on this side, but the roadway's going to go over there. Just trying to manage to get space through. And our main road from our farm is obviously going to come right beside this. And that should work out fairly well, guys. I'm liking this. This shed is amazing. This thing's so good. I still need some more storage, though. Like, nothing too crazy. I'm thinking just this little closet here, like some cold storage, basically. We got a bunch of room in there for pretty much everything right now. I'll put a Quonset down here for cold storage, and then we'll probably put like a bale storage area, I think. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a shed off the side here for commodities, that kind of thing. Just some even extra storage for, who knows, thinking maybe like a wheel loader or something like that can go in there potentially as well. But, and then off to the right, I do have a little repair bay here, and then some more storage in here. I'm thinking even like bales could possibly go in there depending on how we store them. I don't know. This is one of the problems, guys, when you build these things and you're just building it from scratch and not building it up from a farm, basically, having a base farm and then building it up. Because you run into this problem where you don't really know exactly what you're going to need yet. And trying to guesstimate when you do these kind of builds to start off with is very difficult, I find sometimes. So usually you're better off to start small and just one little piece here and there and then build from there. But this farm here is a little bit special. We're trying to build this up and get this like a full-fledged farm running. And so this is the way, it's kind of a fun way of doing it as well. So either way you want to do it, I think you're better off obviously start small and build from there though. But for today, like I said, we're not doing that at all. We're going to build a fairly good sized farm here, and we just need a place. We've got the silo system now, a modest silo system. It's not massive by any means. It's 500 mil, I think, is what it holds, but still a decent silo system. Now I do need to put like my goods area where I'm keeping my seed, my fertilizer, that kind of thing. I was thinking maybe over here because it's kind of flatter. I could go back here away from this water tower, but maybe we'll put it over here because it's flatter. The water tower area seems to be flatter. There's a bit of a downward hill right here. I don't really feel like messing with this because of the tracks. So that's something you always got to be key, take into account is the terrain and how much editing you're going to have to do afterwards in terraforming. So if we put it on this side here, we'll have a nice flat area. And then I'm thinking over on this side will be our cattle area. That's kind of the plan for now. So there we go. Now we've got our seed fertilizer and a liquid seed, I guess, fertilizer, seed, and feed, I guess, right here. So this can take everything, and I believe, and then we can just purchase it from here or bring it from here. It's an interesting building, this one here. It takes it all in. It's got a little bit of storage inside. We're going to make this look pretty in a sec here, but it's a nice little storage building for what it is. Of course, we've got some hydrants right beside the water tower. So what does it matter? We've got lots of water, right? But anyways, there's hydrants on both sides. And then at the back over here, I've got the old Elm Creek barn. We got the old Elm Creek barn as well. We've got lots of mechanic areas here if we need them. The old barn at the back, I felt was kind of like a nice spot for it because it's kind of hidden away back here. It kind of represents the older part of the farm. Got a little power washer here as well, just in case for washing our vehicles. And a fuel tank. Our only fuel tank's going to be back here as well. I might put an extra one. We'll see. No, I think it should be enough. It should be just fine. So we need to put some trees over in this back corner, I think. And then make our roadways through here. You can kind of get a flow for how this is all going to kind of fit together. You can see all the grass there. It's probably going to be mostly taken up. And then back here, this here area is going to be our cattle area, which we'll get to building here right away. All right, guys, all the layout is done. We've got some terraforming to do. We got some decorations to put in. We got deer to get rid of. Get out of here. Come on. Cool. So I am happy with our layout. But this here is going to be kind of what it looks like. I think we have a pretty good I'm pretty happy with the way this is laid out, actually. Now, I know we usually do things a little bit more extreme. This is going to be more of a usable farm, of course, so we're going a little bit more, I don't know, realistic, more laid back, I guess. You saw the Alban Creek, of course. The only thing you haven't seen, of course, we've got the Legacy AG cattle barn here. This holds 500 cows. Got 500 cows going into this, and this is going to be our main cattle barn. I thought that opened up. One of these opens up. Anyways, we'll have to open up some doors here. There we go. And we'll stuff these full of cows at some point. We got some more building still to do. We got some Kubotas to get on this farm, but it's coming together, guys. It's coming together. Layout looks good. We got the house. Drive through. Just check in now and make sure, see how rough things are, and see if there's anything that's obvious that I'm gonna need to fix. I see like a slant to the ground there, of course. We got ground. Looks okay there. I know I got some problems, like this building here needs some ground work for sure. And then this building here was really bad. Like there's like inside. Yeah. So we'll fix all this up. It's time we time to do some landscaping, guys. Let's go. Alright, I think we've got her nailed, to be honest, guys. Our little entryway in here, our house is up in front. Now, we're ready to do some decorating. I think the base, the bones of this farm is looking pretty good. Got a fairly open area right here where we can have like our staging area, basically. Like when you're getting ready to harvest, you can bring all your combines out and have them parked out here. You got a bit of space. You got room to move everything around here. If you need trucks coming through and around, obviously, to come into your silo, you should have space, I think. Now, I did do one addition. So if we scoot on back past the seed hut and we get all the way back here, I figure if we're doing the Kubota Ranch, you got to have horses if you're going to call it a ranch, right? So we do have a horse stable here. We got lots of horses, lots of room for horses. We got our cattle out back. We just need to start decorating. It's kind of sparse back here. And the way I've kind of made this look, actually, guys, like the stable looks a little bit old, of course. We've got the old barn right here, so older side of the farm, I guess, plus the newer. Now, one thing I did forget about with Elm Creek is you just don't get a lot of options with your texture types, unfortunately, with this map. Not a lot of options. I think there's 6 total. None of them are, like, spectacular. You don't get any cliff sides or anything. Kind of a disappointment there. I wish they would have not done that with this map, because I do like the map. That is probably the biggest downfall for me, is there's just not enough textures. So how do I do decor next, guys? And you know what? I usually start with stuff that doesn't look quite right, like this hillside. And I use the decor to kind of hide this stuff. So, like, this is going to be, like, some shrubs, I'm thinking, maybe here. Also, throw some trees down, maybe some fence lines, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, let's get started. I don't think it'll need any more fence lines or trees. We're in a pretty heavily treed area as is. And then I was putting down some of the flowers here. I'm like, putting down yellow first. And I realized, you know what, this is the Kubota Ranch, so we should probably go with orange, right? Yeah, probably. So from here, I'm going to start placing down some decorations to make it look more lived in. I think, like, back in this here area, guys, it's going to be, like, dead equipment storage, basically. Some old equipment. So let's see what we can find here if we can go back into our decorations pack. And I'm just going to find some old equipment and start slapping it back there. So I think we are mostly set up. We got a bunch of equipment. We've got our house. We've got our farm set up, guys. Here, let me show you around quickly. I'll give you the $2 tour here. 10-cent tour? It's 10 cent. You know what? Inflation. $2 sounds better. So you already saw we've got the Kubota side-by-side. Of course, we got a Chev GMC. I think the GMC truck. Inside the main shop. This is where all the big equipment, of course, is. We got a couple M8s. We got a couple of M8 Kubotas. We got a couple of Kloss combines, of course, back here. As for planters, we got a Kinsey, we got a Great Plains back here for our cedar. We've got our skid steer, Kubota M7. We've got a sprayer over there, Kubota sprayer, of course. A full lineup for the sprayer, so that should actually make life pretty simple. Now, as for this dry goods little shop right here, guys, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, if I'm going to need it or not yet, even for that matter. For now, it's just equipment storage. You can see we've got a baler, we've got an auger wagon, we've got the bale trailer, and a rock picker right there. Across on the other side of the shop here, we do have a wheel loader, the Kubota wheel loader, along with an M5 with a front loader on it. And then, of course, we got our Peterbilt down here with our distinction trailer. And down at the very, very end, I've got some, actually, it's all Kubota stuff, guys. Cultivator, plow, I've got the windrower, the tedder, and the mower all down there as well. That's pretty much it for equipment right now. Now, there's a few things I'm missing. I'm missing a bunch of animal equipment. We'll have to get that later on. Like your food mixer, your bale basher, that kind of stuff. As well, I need probably a few more trucks, to be honest. I wouldn't mind having a truck for fertilizer, a truck for seed. I don't know if that'll happen or not yet. And then maybe a truck for transporting animals as well. So there's quite a few more little knickknacks, I guess, little trucks, little kind of small things, a roller. But you know what? For the most part, I think, guys, we're set up. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this farm build. Like, it's a little bit more laid back than some of our other builds, but you know what? This one's actually very usable. It's definitely a very usable. You know what? Make sure you guys come check out the live streams when we're at Kubota Connect, where we test this out. Oh man, look at all the equipment we got there. And just see how well this farm setup works here on Elm Creek. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around the channel so you don't miss anything going on here. And guys, I'll catch you in the next one. This is Klutch. Over and out.